if you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell and this is my review of It. For those of you who are not aware somehow, this is a Stephen King novel adaptation, one of his most famous works. I have not personally read the book version of It, so I can't really compare those two from what I've understood. It is a pretty faithful adaptation for the most part. First thing I absolutely have to praise is Pennywise, played by Bill Skarsgård. He is fantastic and he is immensely creepy in this film. He just has this persona to him when you are first introduced to him, when he is just talking to Georgie through the sewer. It just has this level of creepiness to it that it just puts you on edge, and he did a fantastic job with it, with that and then just every other aspect of the film, where he is just confronting the kids, putting them through their deepest fears. It's just fantastic. Costume and makeup for Pennywise was also really well done, and I thought that really helped to elevate his level of creepiness, and it didn't make him look like just a regular clown. It kind of had this evil, demented look to him, which they captured really well. But besides that, the kids are the main stars of this film because they are our heroes in this movie. It's called the Losers Club, and we eventually get introduced to each of these characters more or less one by one. You see who are the initial friends, and then more people start to join the group as they have experiences dealing with Pennywise. I thought this cast had fantastic chemistry with each other, because while this is a horror film, it definitely has horror aspects to it. It almost felt like a coming-of-age story with horror elements mixed into it, because you just see these kids dealing with specific issues and them overcoming them and having to deal with them and being bullied and picked on by not so kind adults sometimes, and you just see them overcome these obstacles, and it's really neat to see. And it honestly just felt like a coming-of-age movie with horror elements mixed in for the most part, because one of my main issues with the film is that I personally was not particularly scared by any one scene in the film. It doesn't really focus on jump scares so much as just focusing on the creepiness and dementedness of Pennywise, who wants to just consume these children. So while there are some tense scenes, it doesn't have anything which really had me jumping out of my seat or just like curled up in a ball, not wanting to watch what was happening on screen. And the biggest surprise of this film is that it is hilarious sometimes. There are lines which come out of these kids' mouths which just had myself and my friends just cracking up hilariously throughout this film, because it's just so funny, the quips that they say. They're like 12-ish years old, somewhere in the preteen, teenager years, and just these lines that these kids are saying to each other, just insults, which are just kind of snide ones, which are just fun insults which they throw at each other. They're hilarious. And Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, if you've seen that, he does the best job in regards to the hilariosity aspect of this film, because he just has some lines which just were hysterical, and I love the fact that it made these kids feel like kids. It didn't feel like, oh hey, these are kids who have to do adult jobs, which they are technically, but they still felt like kids, being kids from the 80s. The other negative that I have is a really small one. There are just some aspects where it was kind of bad CGI. There's one instance in particular in a garage. If you've seen the film, you'll know what I'm talking about probably. And then there's one other spot towards the end which I think was purposely done with bad green screen just for a comedic effect. But otherwise, the film looks really good. There is some fantastic CGI in this film as well. So guys, overall, is it a perfect film? No. But it is a damn good one, I think. It's 2.5 hours. The time pretty much just flies by. It'll capture your attention. It is a mystery. It is a horror film. It is a coming-of-age story. It is a comedy. It has a lot of these elements mixed into it from different genres, and it flows together and mixes them superbly and makes for a really good adaptation, I think. And they are making a sequel which will show them as adults, the survivors of this film as adults, coming back to deal with Pennywise after the events of this film. And so I'm going to be really curious to see who they are able to get to star in this film when they come back as adults, because they have to capture these personas and these personalities that these kids displayed on screen. And it's going to be really tough, I think, because a lot of these kids do really, really good jobs. So guys, those are my thoughts on it. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again...